We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. What's going on, bosses? My name is Kat.
And I'm Josiah.
And this is Boss Up With Us,
the channel that's all about personal development, finance, and entrepreneurship for individuals, groups, and couples like ourselves. So today we'll be following up with last week's episode where we told you guys why having multiple streams of income is a necessity and not an option based off of the things that we learned during quarantine. This time around, we'll be giving you guys 7 pandemic-proof streams of income that you can utilize both when the world is in a crisis and when it's not.
And before we jump into today's episode, we want to do our midweek wrap-up where we discuss some of the things that we were able to accomplish this past week. And as I told you guys last week, I was able to secure a fieldwork site for my master's program. And what I actually found out this week is that the topic that I suggested for the mental health campaign is actually going to be utilized by the center, and that I'm actually the only fieldwork student working on the project. There will be student interns that will help pitch in and expand on the idea itself. So I'm really, really excited because it's like my suggestion is being utilized by the university that I go to, and I'm so excited about that.
And for me, I told you guys before that I have a vending machine company with a couple of my childhood friends. A few weeks ago, I told you guys that we secured our first location. And this past week, we actually went out and made our first inventory run so that we can stock our machines. In addition to stocking the machines, we had to spend some time getting ourselves acquainted with the other mechanisms that are a part of the machine. So we ran into a few issues, had a few difficulties, but ultimately we were able to solve the problems that were at hand, and we were feeling really great about that. And now the location that we have our machine installed at has been closed for the past couple of months due to quarantine. They're actually having their grand reopening in the next couple of days. So we're ready to go, ready to get things moving, ready to get things rolling.
Ready to start making some money.
That too. So now for today's episode, we're going to give you guys 7 pandemic-proof streams of income that you guys can utilize both during a crisis and when the world is not in a crisis.
So number 1 on our list, essential worker. So as you guys know, I am an essential worker. I work in a hospital and I was present throughout the entire pandemic. Outside from hospital workers, you also have grocery store workers. We have public transportation workers, first responders, and the list goes on from there. So pretty much you guys seen a bunch of essential workers present during the pandemic, and you've heard about them being on the news and stuff. So you guys got an idea of what, essential work is.
And now, number 2 on our list, tax preparers or tax business owners. One of the first rules in place following the quarantining of the rest of the country was that we were going to be seeing tax day be pushed back from April 15th to July 15th. Now, if you're an accountant or a tax preparer, you know that you have work all throughout the year, but you know that your busy season is definitely from January to April 15th. So having that extension from April to July means that your busy season got even longer, which means more money, more income, and the tax business proved to be a viable business to get into during this time. Uncle Sam always gets paid, and as long as Uncle Sam is getting paid, tax preparers and accountants are getting paid as well.
Yep.
So number 3 is rideshare drivers. We all know about Uber and Lyft. Some people drive them, some people take them. We use them pretty much in our day-to-day lives, especially if you live in a city like Cat. In addition to Uber and Lyft, we have Uber Eats, we have DoorDash, we have Grubhub, we have Instacart. We have a ton of different ways in which people can make money by delivering food or delivering groceries. And this proved to be a very strong source of income, as we saw especially during this time. I myself got into ride sharing during this time. I was delivering food, delivering some groceries, and I saw that it is actually a really good source of income. And I totally understand how there's a ton of people out there that do this stuff full time.
Number 4 on our list, e-commerce. So as we mentioned to you guys, Josiah and I, we have our own online reselling business that we actually started up and running right at the beginning of the year in January before the pandemic hit. And during this time, we were able to see that having that online business, having that online reselling business was a great source of income during the pandemic, and even after it, we definitely see a strong profit off of that.
E-commerce is great because we all need to shop. There's commodities that we need, there's baby products that we need, there's home goods, there's There's a ton of different
The
things
list
that we
goes
all
on
need.
and on, yeah.
Everybody shops. If you go to Walmart, you probably shop on Amazon. Cat shops on Amazon all the time. I'm always telling her, like,
every day.
yo, chill. You don't need to be buying all that stuff.
That one click, don't fall for it.
Yeah, shopping is never going anywhere. As long as you have a product that you're selling online, you will always have a way to make money. Brick and mortar stores are seeing that they need to incorporate more of an online shopping experience for their customers. We're seeing more and more e-commerce opportunities coming about as time goes on. We also saw the closing of a lot of brick and mortar stores during this time. Not just the small businesses, but the big ones as well. Modell's and JCPenney are just a couple to name a few. And with e-commerce, you can go about it in the fashion that me and Kat are doing, which is online reselling, which is basically you're buying and selling products, or you can create your own unique products and sell them online as well, which is another thing that we're getting into. So now, number 5, digital freelancing. You guys have probably heard about websites like Fiverr and freelancer.com. Basically, people like you and me with skills, digital skills in particular, use these websites to offer their services and charge a fee for them. So if you have a logo that needs to get made, you may need some graphic design work, or if you need a website to be created, or if you need a video to be edited, or if you need a photo to be edited, or the list goes on. There's a ton of different digital services out there. If you want to see for yourself, go on to Fiverr or go on to Freelancer and you will see there's a ton of opportunity out there. This is going to continue to be a powerhouse going forward. With so much fear being instilled into the world during this pandemic, people are becoming more and more afraid to come into contact with people just for health reasons. And so when you do digital freelance work, you don't have to come into contact with anyone. You're able to just say, hey, I need such and such done, and I need it done by next week or by this weekend. And the person will charge you a fee and they'll get back to you, as soon as possible. So digital freelance work is a great place to go to if you have a digital skill.
So number 6 on our list, real estate rental property or portfolio with Section 8 tenants. So what does this mean?
So I'm sure we all heard about real estate. We've all heard about having rental properties. And a lot of us are familiar with the term Section 8. But what a lot of people don't realize is that having Section 8 tenants means that not only are you collecting government money on a month-to-month basis, which means secure money, but oftentimes Section 8 tenants are charged more than a regular tenant. And so you're actually collecting more money by having Section 8 tenants in your property. Now, unfortunately, there is a stigma surrounding Section 8 tenants. There's no need for us to get into all that right now. But if you have a property that had Section 8 tenants in it during the pandemic, then you probably continue to get paid your monthly rent. You probably continue to get paid on time. So that proves to be an extremely reliable source of income, whether the world is in a crisis or whether it's not.
So if you guys aren't aware, during the pandemic, landlords were unable to evict their tenants if they were unable to pay their rent. So let's say during the pandemic, you lost your job, or your hours were cut short and your paycheck wasn't as much as it was, and you were unable to pay your rent. Landlords were unable to kick out their tenant. If you had Section 8 tenants in that real estate property or portfolio, your money would be secured because, as Josiah said, it's government money. Government money, don't play.
And finally, that brings us to number 7, which is consultation and consulting work. When it comes to consulting, we have different forms. We have financial, we have mental health, we have tutoring, the list goes on. So as we continue to progress, we're seeing that consulting work is something that can be done remotely. So instead of a person having to physically go into an office and talk to their consultant, they're able to pick up a phone and have a conversation with them. They're able to communicate with them via email or via text through some other intermediary system where they're able to contact the person online, or they're able to have a video chat with their consultant in which, they pick up their phone and they're on Zoom, they're on FaceTime, they're on House Party. Do you think people use House Party for consulting?
They probably will.
If you're a consultant and do consulting work, then you were definitely able to make money during the pandemic.
So as we've all seen, telehealth has become a big thing that emerged during the pandemic. Doctors were able to have appointments with their patients via phone calls or via video chat. And with social distancing becoming a societal norm, digital consulting will definitely continue to be a popular thing past the pandemic.
Yeah. So that's our 7 pandemic-proof streams of income. Now be mindful, these aren't the only 7 options that you have. There's more options out there for you to explore, and there's more options out there for us to explore. Please feel free to let us know if any of these streams are already a part of your streams of income. And if you have any others that you would like to add to the list, please let us know of them.
Yeah, you guys definitely leave some comments below if you're an essential worker, if you're a tax preparer, or maybe you do some digital freelance or consulting. Let us know in the comments. We would love to hear your thoughts. So make sure that you guys click subscribe below, give the video a thumbs up, turn your notifications on so that you can be reminded every Wednesday at 7 p.m. when we drop a new video as part of our midweek motivation series. And until then, make sure that you guys keep growing, keep glowing, and keep bossing up. I'll see you then.
Bye.